My name is Jeho from the Nano Climate and Weather Company, and I'm happy to have a chance to give a talk at the 15th International Conference on the Crisis and Emergency Management 2021. And my topic is a role of the private sectors to the climate weather service in disaster management, particularly in Korea. Weather in the climate affects all aspects of life, from the daily right to the industrial sectors. So KMA provided the public service to enhance the economic and social benefit in terms of the many methodology, TV and internet and emergency issues, all sort of the methods they provide to the public. And then the private companies, we have to anyhow collaborating with the KMA as well as competing as a partner. So to do that, we need the distinguished data provider from the KMA there. To compete with and the collaboration with the government service, the private company might be following the issues. One is the distinguished in the temporal and the spatial domain beyond the government service domain. And second one is a new method. The kind of the digital twin is an example of the data-driven real-time weather and the climate service with a hyperlocal information, so less than several tens meters and every 10 seconds, or even more frequently. This is the way to we are collaborating and competing with the government services. I'm not representing all the private services, but at least for the Nano Climate and Weather Company, we provide for the we targeting to our client is not only the human but the intelligent, artificial intelligence. To do that, we need the data, seamless real-time hyperlocal weather and climate information with the AlphaMet and WeSolve. AlphaMet is kind of our solution method for to providing this kind of detailed weather information. So WeSolve is a kind of service module. To compete with the other companies, at least we are targeting for the Google. Recently, the Google announced they may provide the accurate rainfall predictions up to 6 hours ahead of time at the 1 kilometer resolutions from just the minutes of the calculation. But to compare with this one, the Nano CNW may not just for rainfall, but the temperature, rain, and the wind predictions up to 6 hours, not just up to 6 hours. I would say is last 2 days and from the 24-hour predictions. And the resolution is Google said 1 kilometer, but we are 10 meters. And this is provided by the AlphaMet. This is an example of the AlphaMet. It's Jeju Island in Korea. Then the data is provided from the 32 automatic weather stations in Jeju Island. But we are recovering this data for the more than 30 million data points not just for interpolation, but it's we calculated the wind speed and the directions. And I'm happy to mention that this visualization is conducted by the Gaia 3D company. So, by the conclusions, I may say to compete with the public service for the private company, at least the ultra high resolution prediction system is necessary to provide the usable data to society together with the public service in retail. Our system has the following advantages. One is providing the daily essential variables related to the disaster, and not only on the rich observation area, but also the poor data. So it means that we can apply this methodology to the every country in the world. And providing the timely updated the nanoscale seamless weather and climate data in the combination of the past, present, and the future data. And in collaboration with the public services, this ultra high resolution prediction system may be able to contribute to the climate service to not only to industrial or hydrology community, but also for the recently issued the smart city and the smart farm on the digital twin method. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Jian Kim, studying at Chungbong National University. My position is PhD candidate in public administration. Today, I will discuss about development direction of disaster management resource based on regional characteristics. Nowadays, natural disasters become bigger due to climate change. In the case of social disaster, it is complex and diverse. Sometimes it merges with other disasters, resulting in massive damage. In the disaster situation, it is important to quickly respond and utilize required resources. It is key of effective disaster measure. In the case of Korea, frequency, type, and damage appeared in accordance with topographical and regional properties. For this region, although the types and levels of management resource required for disaster response are different, the disaster management resource do not apply regional identity at all and stay at the level of confirming the quantifications of resource. Therefore, this study will be conduct fundamental study on setting the types and quantity of essential disaster management resource based on regional characteristics. In this study, in order to set types and quantify of disaster management resource, I perform classification according population, industry types, and locations based on previous study. Based on classification results, I carried out interview with public officials and managers in the Ministry of the Interior and Safety and local governments for collection opinions at 2021 June 10th to 15th. The questions current statement and limitations of disaster management resource and required resource considering and regional characteristics. These figures are classification of cities according to above-mentioned conditions. First, the 219 cities were divided by population using 2020 database. A separation as follows: 11 megalopolises, 13 big cities, 14 middle towns, 41 mid-small towns, and 85 small towns. Second, in case of regional function, 5 energy specialized cities, 10 petrochemical specialized cities, 20 industrial complexes, 50 tourisms, 44 urban rural cities, 170 normal cities. Finally, in view of geographical point, 5 coastal cities and towns, 5 mountainous cities and towns, 4 inland types. I summarized the comments of public officials. First, designated resource by the Ministry of Interior and Safety is mismatched needs of an administrators and measures in local. Second, emergency recovery equipment and materials have to stockpile warehouse. Third, standard protocol for item types and quantity of resource must establish. Fourth, most resources are for water protection resources. Resource for social disaster is not included. Finally, some local governments take an MOU with private companies. Snow removal equipment is mobilized and placed in the right place. I and other experts think that this case is an excellent case to utilizations of disaster response items considered and local characteristics. This study has some limitations due to the initial steps. However, the reason for the construction of management resources based on local characteristics is explained well. In conclusion, for the realization of final goals, the Ministry of Interior and Safety must collect the opinions of experts and suggest a protocol for the construction of disaster management resources based on regional characteristics. My presentation is finished. Thank you for listening.